Hey chess friends, hope you are doing well. Today I played a very brilliant and spectacular chess game against Berserk Chess AI, who is the cruel godfather of chess. I played with the black pieces, and this game is from the current Computer Chess Championship event. The game was very interesting, with Berserk sacrificing his pieces against me. Let's discover the game. He started with e4, and we have the Caro-Kann defense. In the Caro-Kann defense, knight takes e4 follows, leading to a very superlative gambit with the move knight f6, tempting white to play knight g5, attacking the pawn. When black tries to kick out the knight with h6, you can often sacrifice your knight on f7, which is just brilliant and spectacular. This exposes the black king and also prepares for the bishop's infiltration and the knight's incoming attack, which is incredible. This is specifically called the Alien Gambit, which I covered on my Stockfish channel. You can discover that gambit, but in our actual game, we played knight d7 and discovered the Alien Gambit in another way. In this exercise, black might be tempted to play h6 to kick out the knight, but after knight takes f7 and king takes f7, knight f3 follows. Subsequently, e6 might occur to develop the bishop and the knight's line of sight. However, this exposes the black king completely and burdens the situation when I play knight e5 check, forcing the king to retreat. After bishop g6 check, it becomes clear that the king is harassed and paralyzed. Knight takes f7 will follow, creating a heavy attack on the queen and rook simultaneously, effectively ending the game. This is the opening advantage of white. So, in this position, instead of h6, I go with g6 to develop my bishops and pieces to castle. After h3 and knight f3, we have knight h6 to consider knight f5 with support from the bishop. After both sides castle, we have a5 and a4 to prevent me from developing on the queen side, which is his strategy. A few moves later, we have knight f5 in the game, protected by the bishop, giving him an advantage. However, white plays a precarious move, g4. Why did he play g4? It mocks my entire video, as even a weak opponent can play g4 against me. A satirical move. As the knight moves back, we have knight e5. When both knights reach this position, f6 can ruin your knight's position, but Berserk, being the cruel chess engine, can attack you with his axe by playing knight takes h7, forcing the king to capture. When the king is exposed by the bishop, knight attacks can come on g6, giving white an advantageous position. This will lead to a good position for white. Returning to the position, we follow up with e6, and subsequently, we have f6 anyway, asking the knights, why did you add here? The knight replies, yes, if you want my body, I mean if you want to ride me, then ride me, king, come and ride me. The pawn might say that it wants to capture the knight on e5. But after it captures a pawn on e5, the knight moves back and f4 follows. This position demonstrates that white has 4 pawns on the queen side from the center, which can dominate the board. The light-squared bishop is paralyzed, and many of black's pieces are demobilized and cannot move freely. This is a very bad situation for black. So, let me share a beautiful quote in this purpose. Your strength is in your calmness, in the clarity of your mind. Strength comes from putting the negative aside without reacting, when in calmness and consciousness, in balance. Going back to the position, we discover that capturing the e-knight is a very bad choice. After the king captures, we have knight takes g6 as I mentioned in my previous variation. Safeguarding the knight will be a bad choice for black. After the king moves back, we have knight takes f8, subsequently, we have c4 kicking out the knight, and after the knight exchanges, we have c5, then, we have bishop c4 followed by knight c7 and f4, f5 follows in the game to disrupt the structure, but Berserk pushes forward his pawn on g5. He is clear about pushing his pawn to h5, that's his strategy. As the rook moves back, the bishop moves and king g2 followed by a5 happens on the board. You can see that Berserk is trying to push his pawns on both sides of the board, which is marvelous and cunning. This surprises me because my pieces, along with the king's position, are in terrible condition. They have very limited central and positional control. As the rook reaches g3, the passed pawns along with the pawn chain are splendid. A few moves later, we have g6 finally on the board. 2 pawns reaching the 6th rank are like beasts. after captures and recaptures occur in the game, Berserk's main goal is to expose the black king. After rook g3 check, playing king f7, is a very bad choice, because after queen h5 check, it will check the king, forcing the king to move, and rook g7 follows. After captures and recaptures, pawn to g8 will come and promote to a new queen, which is just amazing and magical. Even playing queen d8 can't protect the position because queen h7 can lead to a new queen on the board, creating a precarious situation for black. Going back to the position, we discovered that king f7 is not viable. This is why after king h7 occurred in the game, we played queen h5, threatening checkmate on g6. As the queen retreats to e8, we have queen exchanges. You can see that when the three pieces are aligned on the 8th rank, my rook comes to b3, creating a vulnerable situation for you. After the pawn capture on d4, we play a6 to promote to a new queen. So, after the capture occurred, we play rook b8 to attack the pieces. As the bishop moves, we play rook b7. You cannot safeguard the bishop because even if the knight moves to f6, it can't protect it, as bishop takes e6 will win your bishop. In this position, we have just king takes h7, and after the bishop captures, we have Berserk's chess is up a piece and he is winning the game. This is a very strong and reliable game from the current chess computer championship. By playing one move at a time, you can see both sides progressing their moves. We have be5, and after exchanges, it is a rook and pawn endgame, resulting in a checkmate on the e5 square. It was a very beautiful and amazing chess game. I hope you enjoyed the game and my presentation. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more updates. Wishing you all the best. Bye bye, see ya.